Hello everybody, welcome along to the channel, welcome back for another live stream event. Today we're not on Automotive Vista 2 or Race Room, we're back on iRacing, which is something we've not been on for quite some time. Also we're back on the wheel because I've had some reasonable good news about my shoulder. They reckon it's their frozen shoulder, so that means I need to exercise it. So what better way to exercise than to throw a rally car around on some Rallycross tracks? So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. We're going to do some iRacing Rallycross. We're going to be driving the Subaru Impreza WRX, which is a car I've not raced in Rallycross on iRacing before. So that's going to be interesting to see how we get on with that. And also we're going to be racing at a circuit which I've not even really driven properly before. We're going to start off at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Rallycross layout, which uses some of the Roval layout of Charlotte Motor Speedway. So yeah, this could be quite interesting to see how we get on with this. And it could be a little bit hectic, is what I'm going to say. Tony, good evening. Welcome along. Good to have you with us. So yeah, here we go. We're in the room right now, and I'm going to go and just jump out on track and just get some laps under our belt. The race I think starts at 8:30, so we've got about 25 minutes to get ourselves used to the car and the track. So let's see what happens. Now, the Charlotte layout is really weird because you have a start which is on the banking and then it kind of goes off and joins the Roval area, but then the main lap is different. So yeah, trying to get this all to work is going to be very interesting. It's quite a technical little track as well, but we'll get into that in a moment. So let's just go out and see how we get on. Super short gearing in these supercars. So here we go, out onto the track for the first time. So downhill sweeping left and then onto the dirt for a double right-hander. So plenty of sideways action to be had this evening, and up and over this jump here, banging off the limiter. Back onto the tarmac, and on this corner here is particularly tricky because you just crest this little lump there and then you're instantly into this left-hander, and then you find a barrier on the outside and then you flick it back through this way for a nice long hairpin. Just trying to keep the traction going. Evening Funky, welcome along. Light it up, there you go. Use the four-wheel drive to get us out of trouble. On the brakes, get a bit pitched in. Ooh, bounce off the inside there. Need to neaten up a little bit because although it's good fun going massively sideways, it's not actually very good for lap time. Okay, into that tricky left-hander again. So I'm not using the handbrake at the moment just because there's quite a bit of rotation. I'll use it there. Quite a bit of rotation just coming off the brakes, so you can kind of hammer the brakes, and then as soon as you come off them, the car just starts to pitch into the corner or whichever direction you're facing at the time. So here we go. Let's try and neaten this up a little bit. Locking up on the brakes there, it's not ideal. Yeah, we're doing something a little different this evening. We thought, well, we haven't been on iRacing for a while, so what can we do on iRacing that's going to be fun and a good workout opportunity for my shoulder? So why not do Rallycross? It's one of my favourite disciplines in real-life motorsport. So we've got the delta on our screen there as well, so you can see just how much we're gaining on lap times as we go. So a good half second up on this lap, which is nice. Oh no, that's too deep. We're into the wall. Right, let's go back to the pits and get ourselves a brand new Subaru, because dare say that one's had a few little offs. Got a Sim Racing Bible livery on there, so it's looking nice, if not a little bit dirty. And straight into the barriers. Right, okay. So we're on the rookie series for this one. We're going to do hopefully a race in the D-Class series car as well. So being a rookie series, this one is actually fixed setup, so there's no setup changes we need to make at all. It's just one setup and off you go, and you just got to drive it as best you can. So you need to try and figure out how to get this thing to maximise its performance on track and get the most out of me as well. One thing we also need to do is to try a joker lap, because you've got to run a joker lap in every single race, just once. So we've got to first of all figure out where the joker lap is and where it goes, and how best to maximise it. And try and keep it not so sideways through there. Just absolutely light it up round there. Just using the weight transfer that time rather than the handbrake into that hairpin. It's so easy just to get too enthusiastic with the all throttle and just glide off to the outside of the circuit. So throttle control is going to be very important. Very easy to get too quick into that corner there, which really does ruin it for you. Let's try and squash that jump just a little bit by applying a applying a dab of brakes just before you take off. That was a bit rough going into there. Okay, now we've got to find the joker lap. It's in an awkward position as far as I can remember, so let's try again. He sucked at Rallycross in Dirt 1. Yeah, it's not easy. It really isn't easy. Stop. Now the other thing with this as well is the dirt surface does change, so clipping that curve. Come on, Phil. Obviously we have damage on this all the time, so there's no getting away with big whacks like that, really. I know these cars are built pretty tough, but okay, hopefully there's no one around so we don't have to avoid them, because it seems to cross over and you come out of the starting grid there, crosses over the main. Okay, I'm just going to carry on because I've got to find this joker lap. So we've gone for the Subaru purely because it's obviously a very good thoroughbred rally car heritage in Subaru, but also it's a longer wheelbase car. Now I've driven the Fiesta quite a bit, and that seems to suffer from a bit of instability, especially when it goes over and lands on the other side of jumps. So the joker lap's off to the left here. Well, somehow we managed to get through that. I have no idea how, because that was not neat. But that's... Oh, I don't want to be the one to just nail everyone at the first corner. I just need to keep this neat. Ah, dear. So I also don't have a handbrake, so I'm using 4th gear on my shifter because, you know, just be adaptable. So it's very much a linear handbrake, and the fact that it's on-off, before he says a binary handbrake. Okay, get it slowed down. So we're currently sitting P3 in this session, so it's been a while since we've been on iRacing at all, let alone Rallycross, so not expecting to be right at the top straight away. Oops, someone's had a bit of a moment over the jump. Keep the revs low, get the traction before you start washing out. See the time picking up just on the exit there, just by keeping it under control throttle wise. So that's a quicker lap. That's put us straight up to P1. So sometimes going in full Peter Solberg, car on his roof, sometimes that's not quite the quickest way of doing things, because by driving neatly you have a better chance of keeping the traction. Just get it backed in there. My problem in rally games is always wanting to drive a Delta S4. Not the best car to learn it. No, oh, and see that's that's the problem with practice sessions on this track, because people come out of the pits flat out, and there's cars coming around the standard lap, and you just absolutely nail them. Yeah, so the Delta S4 is probably not the most forgiving of cars to try and drive. Good fun nonetheless, I'm sure. Try and leave it in fourth gear here. It's just massive oversteer and wheel spin all the way through there, trying to get the power down. Just grazed the wall on the inside there, no harm done. Just trying to play with the throttle and the brake, just to try and keep the car as neutral as possible without scrubbing off too much speed. That's a nice turn in through there. Okay. Get the car slowed down as early as possible to try and make this corner without clouting into the barrier. Just had a really good run to that hairpin on our fast lap, because lost heaps of time there. Oh, and there's a big old sausage curve on the inside which just pushes you out there. Right, okay. Wow, that's a mad old circuit, that one. The car looks good going around fully sideways with all the dirt flying everywhere and things, but not always the quickest. So what time are we on now? It's 8:16. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to jump out of this session. I'm going to go register for the race, because we can jump into a practice session as soon as we've registered. So withdraw from that practice. Right. Let's go into here, and we'll go sessions. There we go, so we can register for that. There's 15 people registered for it, which is good. So I believe in the rookie series ones, it is simply just a 10-lap race, but that may change. I'm not sure if that's the case, but from what I could tell off the information, it's just a simple 10-lap race. Whereas when you get into the D-class ones, which we're going to hopefully do a bit later on, they actually have proper heat racing. So you have a couple of qualifying heats, and then what they call a consolation race. So you have a chance to get into the final, and then a final as well. So yeah, that could be fun to try and see how far through the event we can get. So we'll join the session here now. Let's load this back in. Ah dear. So how are we going to get on with this? So we had a reasonable time in that practice session, but not expecting to be right up there again. But look at the, I don't know if you can see that actually, I'm not sure if it's loaded in, but track layout is just absolutely bizarre. So we'll try and do another Joker lap just to get ourselves comfortable with that, because although you only have to do it once, you have one opportunity to completely mess it up. So you've got to be confident going through the Joker lap. In this case, I think it should be. I think it's slightly longer than the standard lap. So you've got to choose when to do that. So you've got to be careful about if you find yourself at the back of the grid after the start, you might feel, well, take the Joker lap first and then get yourself some clear air and then just push on. If you're at the front of the field when the race gets going, you might want to leave that a little bit later and just see what the cars behind you do. Because if you take it too early, you end up getting caught in traffic, and then other people have gone ahead and gone quicker than you. So very tactical. And that's one of the things I love about Rallycross, is there's so much more to than than just the driving side of things. There's a lot of tactics involved and a lot of gamesmanship. So yeah, it's good fun. Okay, so we've got a couple more minutes until the race session loads. So let's go and try and turn some more laps and not crash. So brake before the dirt, just so we have a chance of even getting the car stopped. So we've got a fresh server here, so there's none of the dirt been swept away. You could see in the last session that there was a bit of a line forming in the dirt, which doesn't always make it quicker. So whereas in, say, a wet track or something, and you start getting a dry line appearing, normally that's obviously the place to be, but on dirt that's not always the case. Sometimes you can find a little bit more traction by being out in the thicker stuff. We have a transition through that. So if you've watched any of the Dirt Rally 2 World Rallycross esports events that they did at the height of the pandemic, you'll have noticed that a lot of the pro drivers are basically just handbraking it absolutely everywhere and going crazy on the handbrake and just sideways like this, which seems to be the quickest way to drive on Dirt Rally 2, but on iRacing it doesn't really help very much, so try and be a little bit more gentle with everything. And obviously the straighter you keep the car, the more chance you have of accelerating and going forwards. Felt I had to absolutely tug the handbrake there just to kind of prevent us from going off into that wall. Okay, next time round we're going to do a joker lap because we need to practice it. Loads of understeer through there then. No, I didn't get it stopped. Car stopped on the left, it says. Not anymore, he's gone. Okay. We had a wider entrance into the corner that time. Try not to go too wild with the old throttle. Oops. A bit deep into here. Okay, so we're going to have to keep ourselves over to the right to enter the joker lap more effectively. That was a bit understeery through there. I'm not sure if you have to keep inside that line on the exit there, so I'm going to try and do that. Oh man, the hardest part of it actually is coming out of it at a higher speed, so I've got to remember to brake earlier so I don't go too fast into the turn one. Oops, too early. You just go too quick and things start going wrong and they escalate and get worse and worse. Ah dear, right. Let's get the shoulder warmed up anyway, that's for sure. Right, I'll do another joker lap. No. We'll persist. And again, rallying with the Formula rim, not exactly ideal. But when you're trying to keep the wheel as straight as possible, it's not so bad, you can kind of get away with it. keep it slow and tight on the inside there and just see what difference that makes. Okay. You just can't you just can't send it into there because it's just sliding everywhere. Oh dear. I think aim for the race will just be to keep it steady and not not go too mad. Yeah, that was a bit ambitious trying to back it in there like that. And then we go up 5 minutes until the session starts. Chance for a couple more laps. This is not the easiest of Rallycross circuits at all. I think probably one of my... I've got a couple of favourite Rallycross circuits. I really do like Holliers, of course. It's one of the best ones in the world. But, oh dear me, following another car. Hell in Norway is another good one. Lankabanen, I think, is the official name for it, but it's known as Hell. That's a really nice layout of circuit. Someone coming around here, so I'll just wait for them to go past because I don't want to take them out. Right, let's get some practice following someone just in case we need it. The Beetle in front, or the Fusker if you're a regular of the channel. This one is probably actually a lot easier to drive than all the others that we've driven on the channel. Due to the nature of being four-wheel drive. Ooh, snuck it up the inside there. Nope. That's not the line. Okay. Let's try and drive a lap now as if we were expecting to do it in the middle of the race rather than just trying to be all excited about driving a Rallycross car again. Because if we're going to be doing 10 lap races, we're going to want to try and keep our tyres pretty much in one piece. So we're absolutely sending it into there. Lots of short shifting to try and maximise the traction. Oh man. It's different every time you get into there. You get in there, you think, oh yeah, I'm braking at the same point. This just doesn't stop. Alright. What we're actually also going to try is, I haven't done a start on these yet, so I'm going to do a second gear start, I think, because first gear is just too much, so revs up. Okay. Revs died a little bit on the shift to third, but we'll do another one hopefully if we can. Okay, let's brake a little bit earlier here. Still finding that outside wall. It's just washing out to the exit there. This is the guy in P2 in the session ahead of us here. It's a bit neater. Still there. Trick here is going to be trying to keep it with the least number of mistakes and avoid other cars. Okay, so far, a couple of laps that were reasonably neat. Keep it on the loose stuff on the inside rather than the compacted dirt. It's literally on about half throttle, just trying to keep the traction going, and there we go. That's the end of the session. We're going to jump straight into our race now, so we'll come out of there, click the race button, and off we go. Oh dear, right. So predictions then, in chat, let us know, what do you think we're going to do here? So there should be, there's 15 cars signed up, I don't think there'll be that many in the race, so put your predictions down as to where we're going to finish this race. I'm not going to predict it because I don't want to put the mockers on it. Pace is looking okay so far. It's just going to be a case of keeping it consistent really, and not throwing it away, which I've done a couple of times in practice. We don't want to do that anymore. So interesting track. Probably not my my first choice, but it's not too bad, I suppose. Joker lap's going to be really key, I think. Hopefully we can get a good start and just kind of get away and then just drive our own race and take our joker at the end. So yeah, 10 lap race, 1 joker. We have 3 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of qualifying, so you get 2 laps of qualifying to set time, so that's good. How many people have we got in here? So we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 8 people. So anywhere in the top 8 I'll be happy with. Right. Let's try and do this respectively and not ruin anyone else's race. Still in practice here, so it's not crucial that I get a good lap zone right here. Just trying to get myself my eye in a little bit further. Yeah, you really can't take it up to that bump before you brake. You've got to brake quite a little bit before just to make sure you don't run too deep. I'm going to take a joker lap here. Bit rough. I think the key here is if I can get a good start and hopefully be up the front, I'll try and take the joker on the last lap. That way I don't have to worry about getting it stopped into turn 1. So even that was too deep into the... Right. So this is where we're going to go into qualifying mode. Now we can't change the fuel, I don't think, because it's fixed setup. So yep, everything exactly as iRacing have prescribed. So it's qualifying time. 2 laps to set ourselves a quick lap. So let's see what we can do. Timing will obviously start as soon as we cross the line down the hill, I believe. Not the greatest of starts. Key is not to get too carried away thinking you've got to go super fast because it's qualifying. Want to get a solid lap in to start off with. too bad through there. To nip the handbrake there just to get the car rotated because it wasn't going to do it on its own. Threw away a huge chunk of time just by getting too sideways. Yeah, and again out of there. Okay. Not the best. So we're currently sitting P6, is that? Okay, that's fine. Man, we're a long way off. 43.3, 45.2. Okay, this could be a struggle. And we're straight to grid. Okay. Oh, thanks, Funky. Glad someone does. Okay, so we're going to be mid pack here. Let's go get ourselves into second once we get up and running. Oh dear, this could be carnage into the first corner here. Let's try and keep it in lead. We've got no one behind us to pressure us, so just try and pick off the pieces. Really, that's the main aim, I think, for me. Pick up the pieces where everyone else goes off. God, you're sitting here for ages, get all nervous. Got a Fiesta and a Beetle in front. Subaru alongside, and everyone else is in Beetles. Come on, let's get going. I'm ready.
Remember to take the joker.
Oh, thanks, Spotter. Right, second gear starts. Get ready for the lights, red.
Ring, 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 ring. That lap to go.
Oh, not a bad start, getting squeezed into the wall there to back out of that.
Like that.
Okay, we've all survived. So far. All sideways in front of us. Now, of course, we get all the dust in our face. We clip the wall on the outside there. Dear. Can't see, I'm going to joke it out.
You completed the joker lap.
So there we go. So we've done our joker. Now it's a case of just going as fast as we can to try and pick them off when they take their joker lap. But not get held up by them as well. A 10-lap race, so there's plenty that can go on. It's just alongside us there. He's jokering. That's one space and a bit of clear air to play with. A bit deep. That's another one gone into the Joker. Thank you very much. That helps me a lot. Right, need to get on with this now. Try and close that gap to the guy ahead. Someone else has just taken the Joker lap. I don't think we're going to get him. So it's a little bit too far ahead. Oh, that was a bad last corner. Clout of the wall. Come on. Someone's knocking all the signs down on the exit there. It's a wide entrance to turn 2. Keep the pressure on because you never know what will happen ahead. I do love that. You just see the other side of the track and just keep focusing on it. Bit too deep into turn 1, but survived it. Straighten it up on the exit if we can, just to try and get the power down better. Not making any inroads so far. This is a bit neater. Just on eggshells trying to get the power down out of there. Now I'm getting a bit more of a rhythm round here. It's actually livening up a little bit for me now. Oh, he's hit the wall. There's that chance. See, that's why you keep pushing. You always keep pushing. You never know what's going to happen ahead of you. Just about see where you're going in the dust.
White flag, one more lap to go.
So one more lap. That's a big old jump. Well, looks like we may well finish where we started. We almost got back to the guy ahead of us, but never mind. Fully broadside over the finish, why not? Well, we got P6. We got top 8, which is what we wanted. Great job, driver. Huh? Wow. Never been so happy with a P6. There we go. Steve! Sorry, I was busy concentrating. I didn't quite see your message in time. What spec of my PC? So, I'm running an i5. I couldn't tell you what the processor is. It's an old i5. I'm running an old GTX 970 graphics card, 16 gig of RAM. Yeah, that's about it really. running SSDs. It's kind of an old PC really. It's nowhere near the modern side of things, but it does the job quite nicely. So yeah, it was a good race. Enjoyed that. So that's race 1 done. So obviously I have a lot of time to find. Okay, so the next one of those, when's that going to be? Let's see, when's the next race? So that's the thing with iRacing, things just take so long. So the next race for the Rookie Series is 9:30. It's 45 minutes away. So let's have a look. What's the D license one? Where are we with that? So the next race of that is 9 o'clock in 15 minutes time, so we'll register and go do that. Go with the Subaru again. Now this one's going to be at Sonoma. So Sonoma is one of my favourite circuits in general, and the Rallycross circuit is very interesting. It's a lot more, a lot more flowy. It has a good flow to it, some longer, smoother corners. It's not as tight as the Charlotte one, so it's a good chance to kind of let the car flow and do its thing without trying to go from corner to corner and avoid too many barriers. So yeah, this one's going to be interesting. It's a tricky joker lap here as well, because you come around pretty much the last corner. I know it's in between 1 and 2 according to there, but you flat out into there and you're instantly on the brakes hard because it's a tight right into the joker. So this could be some carnage as people try and take a joker lap but get nailed by someone from behind. So got to watch out for that. It looks good to you. Yeah, it does. It looks nice. I mean, considering it's quite old equipment, it can still handle it quite nicely. I mean, obviously you don't get all the fancy eye candy that you do with a brand new card or a graphics card and things, but yeah, no, it looks good. Does the job. I can see where I'm going. That's the main thing. So not the race covered in glory to start us off for the evening, but that's okay. We're learning our way back into it. Now this one is open setup. It's not fixed setup, and I have got a setup, so we're going to load that. So hopefully this should give us a bit of an advantage. Now I do know that this setup is it very much likes to rotate off the brakes. So when you come off the brakes, it just pitches the car in whatever direction you're facing at the time. So yeah, this could be fun. Let's see how we get on with this. So there's our joker lap to the right. Up and over this big jump. Nose heavy, need to squash that. And big old straight all the way down here. Tap the brakes, pitch the car in, just let it come the wrong way up, the big bend in the middle of Sonoma. And again, transition over to the left. And then it's a simple drop over the top of the hill onto the grass. Right, need to do a Joker lap entry because we haven't got much time. That's not the Joker lap. I did cut the course, you're right. Okay, we'll try that again.
Show it as the black flag. You didn't stay below the merge line on the Joker exit. Show it as the black flag. Next thing you could
I'll tell you what, let's just go back to the pits and we'll get rid of that black flag and then we'll try and do it safely, shall we? It's a very awkward entry. We'll try and do it straight off here. So this one's a much simpler Joker. It's literally just one corner and just cuts the jump off. So this one being a quicker Joker than it is on Charlotte, you have to use it differently. So whereas before you could use it to get yourself some space by dropping back a little bit further, on here, if you find that you're tucked up behind another car and you can't get past them and they're holding you up, you can take the Joker lap. You can get past them and then hopefully set some quick laps and get back out in front of them when they take theirs. So oof. This is backing it into the corner before the jump. Right, let's try and set some serious lap times now. I'm going to try and not get too over enthusiastic coming up into this hill here because it's so easy to run on. And here, all about keeping it straight. Or fully sideways. I think I just missed the circuit altogether. Subaru just looks right on track, though, doesn't it? It's just, yeah. How to miss the circuit. Yeah, so the 970 is able to do the stream encoding. I think it's set to the graphics card doing the encoding. Okay. Compressed spine coming up. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as soon as you hit the downslope of that jump, if you jump it too far and land to flat, yeah, end up a couple of inches shorter. And then left foot braking to try and keep the car stable through there. So that's what I mean. So I was just on the brakes there, and just instantly it just came right round on me. So I got to be ready for that. Excellent for rotation though, because it gets the car pointed in lovely. But got to be ready for it. So we're having a bit of internet trouble ahead of us. He's blinking in and out. I don't know why I reached for the handbrake there. I really didn't need it. That's run too deep. Okay, we'll do another Joker lap entry, just because I'm not fully comfortable with that and where I need to brake. thing. You get it wrong. It's quite a big old snap in your hands. Okay, right, brake earlier. That's the line. Don't brake when you've got a little bit of lock on, because it'll just go that way. Also helps taking off with the handbrake turned off. That's the thing with this particular handbrake setup which I'm using. It doesn't just release back to neutral. You've got to physically put it out of handbrake mode. Okay, this one could be even more drama than the last one in terms of trying to get a decent lap together. Try and late apex it there just to try and straighten the exit up. Keep it tight through here. This is nice. Jumper's a bit nose heavy again.
Slow car ahead. Car stops ahead. Be careful. Go left. Big thing, you cut the cross.
Too much inside of the track there, going through turn. Well, I don't know what turn it is actually. I'm going to call it turn 1 because it's just after the line, but too much inside used.
Slow car on the left. Car stops on the left. Go right.
Mad truck go from a 970 right now anyway. Yeah, see, I know there's quite a
Big thing, you cut the cross.
there's quite a shortage of new graphics cards, and they're all massively inflated, aren't they? So, oh dear, I can't even get a proper clean lap in here. So this could be a exciting race.
Go left.
Okay, let's try and get a lap in now. We're currently 7th quickest, so that's not brilliant. Short shift to 5th, get some traction. That was nice and neat. That was less so. Wouldn't want to do this in VR. I think it'd just be too much. So when you go too sideways, you just scrub all your speed off.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Big thing, you cut the cross.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. Because I'm a rally car, I can go where I want. Ah, man. Welcome to the fast and frenetic world of Rallycross, where anything can and will happen. Oh, I slipped at 8th quickest now. Terrible. At this rate, we might struggle to get through to the final. Got to up our pace. Okay, come on. Do you map a button for the handbrake on the wheel? No, I don't. Starting the qualifying session now. No, I've mapped handbrake. I've set up a specific controller set for this particular car, and I've mapped the handbrake as 4th gear on my H-pattern box. So I have to pull it back and then push it forwards to disengage the handbrake, otherwise you just grind to a very sideways halt. So yeah, that's where I'm using my handbrake. I mean, and this setup with the Subaru on here, you don't really need to use it too much because it's just so set up just to snap sideways as soon as you come off the brakes. It's yeah, very interesting setup, but really good for rotation through the corners. So yeah, but occasionally when you don't quite have the car set up like you'd like into the corner, so if you're approaching it a bit too late, you might need to tug on the handbrake just to kind of get it to spin back around. Okay, so we have practice, qualifying, 5 minutes or 3 laps. Heat 1, which is 10 minutes, or 5 laps, depending which comes first. Probably 5 laps. So 1 joker, and then 4 go through to the feature race. Then heat 2, 10 minutes, 5 laps, 1 joker, 4 to the feature. And then I think the feature is oh no, they have a consolation, which is another 6-lap race. 1 goes through to the final, so then a 10-lap finish. So yeah, plenty of racing to be done. We have a fast repair as well, which is interesting. Come on, there we go. Right, nice and easy, not going too mad. Let's try and set some laps. See where we stack up in this particular session. Running off. See, the dirt's nicely graded. Oh dear. On the limiter over the jump. Okay, let's see what we can do. Keep it tidy. Use a bit of the dirt on the exit there to try and improve our rotation. Okay. So we're apparently P2, but I don't think everyone's going to be setting laps in practice, so I'm not going to get too excited about that just yet. Got another joker entry. Okay, that's better. Make sure we slow it down early enough because we're going to be going flat out into there compared to what we were on the standard lap. Yeah. Yeah, so you can't touch those sausage curbs because you'll just get a massive slowdown. Right. There we go. Checker flags out anyway. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that works then. We have... Unless of course we don't have a capacity grid. So we might not have a consolation because we've only got 8 cars in here. Because you don't need the extra one. So looks like we're all going to have a heat. And then we're all going to get through to the final. So that's fine. Top 8 again. Yes. Right. Where's fuel in this? Okay. No, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as 20 because I don't fancy running out. This probably will mean it will be seriously compromised on our qualifying run, but that's okay. It's all for the fun of it. Let's get ourselves a good exit out of here. We are showing as being car 3 in this session as well, so that means we should be one of the quicker cars out here. It should. But doesn't necessarily mean we will be. Oh, I got the track all to yourself, it's lovely. That is not a way to set a lap time. I'm going to abort that, and I'm going to go again and use my second... Well, I've got 3 qualifying laps, haven't I? So I'll abort that, get a fresh car. Keep our tyres in reasonable order without destroying them before we even get a chance to use them. Okay, let's get a good run through here. Right, let's try again. Big old corner, that one. Yeah, it was much neater. Okay, we've got ourselves a lap time. Where do we sit? Oh, P1 so far. And I've run off. Such a massive jump, that really is. Yeah, we're not going to go any quicker with our second lap, but so far sitting on the top spot. It's a good decision to make that bail out and then go again, I think. Definitely would have helped us there. Didn't help myself with the over-enthusiastic run into the big long corner. So there we go, we're a good 3/10 up. So we should get a nice qualifying position. We should get a good grid position for whichever heat we're in. We're probably going to be in heat 1, being the top qualifier so far. So what happens with these heat races, obviously we'll be in one heat and then we'll have to sit out and watch the next one, so we'll see what happens and look for some chaos. So 2 of these guys haven't set qualifying times, which is why we're still waiting for the timer to tick down. Tell you what, it's not easy. Rallycross really isn't easy at all. It's yeah, quite an art to be able to maximise speed through the corners, but also just not drive too slowly at the same time. So, you know, you could go in all guns blazing and just chuck it around everywhere and things, but as you've seen, you just go slower and slower. So you've got to be restrained in how you do things, but still go quickly, which is very, very tricky to do. And it's also about reading the track conditions. So we'll have to see how we go in terms of the longer races as to whether we have to move around the track a little bit, try and find a bit more grip. So here we go then. So we're going to be in race number 1. We've got 5 laps. And we're on the inside on this rundown to the right-hander. So hopefully we can get ourselves a good start. We've got another Subaru alongside us. Okay, second gear start. We are downhill. Ready.
Green, green, green. 5 laps to
Good
go.
start. Okay. Now we just need to keep it nice and calm and collected. Nothing too silly. So the track has stayed in the state it was after qualifying, so that's why it's not a fresh track, which is good. Got a bit of space behind us. Yeah, it's just almost a second gap. It's a bit of a comfortable buffer, but you never know what might happen. Someone might take the Joker lap and gain a whole load of time back on us. The good thing here is at least as the Joker lap is quicker, we've got a good gap behind us. The 2 guys have taken their Jokers behind us. So I reckon we joke on this next lap, get it out of the way and done with, while we have a bit of space. We don't have to worry about it later on in the race. Wait for the grip to come back to you as you hit the tarmac. So here we go, we're going to Joker this time round. Okay, bit of understeery, but we're through safely.
You completed the Joker lap. 2 laps to go.
Got a really big gap back to second place at the moment, so just need to keep it nice and tidy, no silly mistakes. No clipping barriers on the inside.
1 more lap, fella.
Okay, last lap. So easy to let your brain just kind of go to sleep on these laps. But you can't do that, you've got to let it keep processing all the information as fast as possible. You've got to stay on it. Oh, managed to do a complete sequence of laps with no issues. And that's a win in Heat 1.
Great job, driver.
So there we go. That should put us a good front row position for the final, hopefully. Depends how our lap times compare with whoever wins the second race, I think, as to who gets the pole position. Whew, okay, well that was a little bit more straightforward than I was expecting it to be. So now we go on to heat 2, so we get to watch the action now, presumably.
Green flag, green flag.
Okay, not quite sure what the result screen's telling us there, but here we go. So here's our second heat. Let's watch this from TV cameras and see what happens. We'll go full screen here. Ooh, lift off. Ooh. There's only 3 cars in this one by the looks of things. Subaru leading the way once again. That's a big old jump. You don't get jumps like that in World Rallycross. Ooh, someone's gone off. Yeah, thanks, Funky. Yeah, had to keep it tidy. I just had this horrible fear that I would just throw it off. Ooh, like that Beetle's just done. So, Subaru out in front at the moment. Yeah, so this track, it's just a lot, yeah, as I said, it's a lot more of a flow to it. It's it probably suits my style a little bit more, just that patient side of things, rather than trying to, I don't know, it's just when it's so tight and on it, you know, right on itself, so some of the corners just keep coming and coming and coming, you can get easily caught out on any number of things, whether it be a braking point or hitting a barrier or a curb or whatever it was at the Charlotte one. So yeah, very tricky track, that one, but this one is much nicer to drive for me. Taking his joke lap on this lap, very neatly done. So we're just smashing the limit at the end of the straight, so we obviously want the acceleration, but I don't know whether the gearing just doesn't allow you to maximise that 6th gear on the end of the straight, but he's throwing it around quite a bit on the gravel. Ooh, that's deep. Miles ahead of everyone else. Let's try and find some of these other guys. Oop, Beetle with some damage. It's had an off somewhere. And a Beetle with even more damage. Oh no! It's probably caught some tyre barrier somewhere. Ooh, just about made it there. Yeah, so if you're not happy with the track, it saps the confidence and everything gets way harder. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. If you're not comfortable with something, whether it's the car or the circuit, yeah, definitely, it's it does make things so much more difficult to actually extract a result. But we kind of got there towards the end. We were getting a bit of a rhythm, and we were reeling those guys ahead of us. So we'll see what the time is like after this, and if we can jump into another one and have another crack at it, we will. We've got ourselves a good opportunity here, hopefully, to get a podium at the very least. Ooh, lap traffic. What's going to happen here? If it's all down on time, that'll help me a lot. Fusker to the rescue. Yes! And that should be the race, I think. Yep, that's that one done. Very nice. Just know we're watching him. Okay, so results of that, he did a 3:53.7, so we had a quicker overall time by the looks of things, so Yeah, so grid 1 for the feature. Here we go then. So it's race time in the feature race. Pole position on the inside. We'll get our usual good second gear start going here, I think. Darren alongside us. Oh, sorry, Tyler alongside us. Okay. I think when you sit out watching a race like that and then you suddenly jump back into it again, all the nerves come back.
Remember to take the joker.
I'll do my best. Okay, here we go.
Green, green,
Long
green.
hold.
10 laps to go. Keep digging.
Yeah, another decent start. Send into the corner before the jump. Okay, calm it down. Okay, got ourselves a nice 1.2 second gap. 10 laps this time though. Just making sure we didn't get jokered then. Because I thought I saw something out the corner of my eye, but no, we're okay. I'm joking now. Get that up and done.
You completed the joker lap.
Very soft into into this corner. Super early on the brakes, didn't want to run in too deep. And breathe. Stomach's getting all tight. See, that's why you can't relax. Okay. Nice and smooth. 5 to go. How many? Yellow flag, someone's had them off somewhere. Hopefully we don't catch them at the wrong point. I think it's all clear now. Ooh, getting towards that barrier. So far so good. Got 7 seconds back. We are catching some of the slower guys. Oh, it looks like actually the guy who was second on the grid must have had an incident because he's down in 6th now. Oof, that was close. Running my luck up against the barriers.
2 laps to go.
More yellow flags. It's kind of caught my focus a little bit there. I ran a bit too deep into the left-hander, which then ruins the run up the hill. Let's try and regather that.
1 more lap, fella.
Have a Scandi flick into the corner before the jump. Steady. Had to use the handbrake there because it wasn't set up properly for the corner, so I had to do a little bit of extra coaxing to get the car to turn in.
On the left. We're almost out of fuel. We might not make it to the end.
Just luckily we only have the straight to go.
Good job, fella.
There we go. There's a win. Such is the way that I got my force feedback set up. I can just do this with one hand.
They say you cut the clock.
Not that I'd want to try and do that with a race, because that'd just be crazy. Ah, so there we go. We got ourselves a win. And not a mark on the car either. Very nice. Let's make sure that was actually the future race, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. That's okay. Well, so there we go. Let's go see then. So, ooh, if we get out quickly, we might be able to just jump straight into the the rookie race. Entry sessions. Race at 9:30. Register. Select a car. Why is it? Subaru. Registered. There we go. From one straight into another. Okay, so once this is ready to join, come on, why is it taking so long? Well, it's probably at this stage, it's probably going to hold me until the actual, oh no, saying join now. There we go. Let's get back into that. Yeah, back to this this tricky old circuit. But with a bit more experience under our belts, we should hopefully be able to get a good result here. Maybe. Thanks, Frankie. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, that was considerably easier than the last one. But good fun to drive. I enjoyed that one. It's a nice circuit. I always like sliding it around Sonoma. So let's hopefully this one will be a bit better. We'll probably end up having to reload straight back into the race session actually. But also I think maybe the long wheelbase of the Subaru around here could be an issue, possibly, but we'll persist. We'll persist. Should be a rally driver in real life. Yeah. Funny story with that actually. I have a real life rally driving friend who I set up on Dirt Rally, and he was using it to kind of practice ready for going out with. He's got an Alpine A110, and he set himself a time to the stage, and he was like, set this time. So I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to go out and have a go and see if I can get anywhere near it, see how I stack up. Yeah, I may have gone a little bit quicker. So now he just says I cheat. Do you have a different I rating for each series, or is it lumped together? Yes, you do. Well, you have a different I rating for different disciplines. So you have for road, for oval, for dirt road, and dirt oval. So there's 4 different licenses that you'd have. So me being a lowly D license in dirt road, but that's mostly because I haven't done any of the off-road trucks, which is how you would normally get your license up a little bit. So this is actually the race session by the looks of things. Yeah, because we're on practice now. Okay, well let's go out and try and I don't have to worry about setup because it's already on. Battery's dead. Ah, there we go. And we can't do it because the checker flag's up. See how far we can get. Not very far. Okay, straight into qualifying it is. This is where we throw away all the gains that we made from the last race. Okay, qualifying time. Keep it over to the right hand side, get a good run. Let's go. Burst of throttle just to try and make sure we actually made the corner then. There's a wall. That's another wall. Well, that's just thrown our qualifying effort away. Okay. We can't restart that because we crossed the line. And although we haven't actually set a lap time there, so let's try that again.
As the flag is over,
Yeah, so we can't do that. Okay, that's fine. We will start from the back. I wonder why that didn't count then. It must have been because I touched the wall. It just didn't like it. So while we're waiting, let's go back to that lap. Really hooked up that first corner quite nicely. Had a good line coming out of it. Had to blip the power a little bit there because I was running a bit deep. How far off the wall were we here? Oh, not too bad. Oh, I bounced off the wall on the inside there a little bit. Oh, if it wasn't for that little clip, it would have been all okay. And then because the line was right there, I had no opportunity to get it stopped. Oh well. So we'll race from the back of the grid. So I sense an early joker going on here, I think. Let's see if we can get one of our demon starts again. Still waiting for everyone to finish up their time lapse. Okay, so if we're going to start from the back, I want to be aiming for a P6 if we can. So if we can make up a couple of spots off the grid, brilliant. We should be on the outside. Excuse me, should be on the outside on the run to turn 1. So hopefully we can try and sweep around the outside, a bit of Kevin Eriksson style. If we don't get collected, of course. So 45.1. So I'm pretty sure, didn't we get in the first race? Didn't we have 45.2 our qualifying time? So we should really be right up there, but it's okay. It's fine. It's one of those things. We'll carry on. 30 seconds left of the qualifying session. Of course, it's still waiting for me to set a lap, which it's not going to get. The Charlotte Motor Speedway has done a lot of upgrades recently. They had the new road, or the Roval, as they call it, new road course, which is quite a fun little road course actually. Surprising a lot of gradient in it, as you can see from the infield section that we're running here on the Rallycross track. Most Rovals tend to be quite dull and boring, but this one was a little bit more interesting. So that's the end of quali. So now we go to grid. 7th. Oh, middle of the grid. Beetle alongside me there. Fiestas, a couple of Beetles. Okay. Oh man, this is... I'm just going to have to bail out to the right. Okay. Here we go. Where are we going to go here?
Green, green, green.
Oh, that's one place off the start. Fairly neat and tidy.
Clear on the left.
One in the wall. Can't see.
Right start.
Woo, no.
Clear.
No.
Got wheels
Buried. Oh, that's unlucky.
Car stopped on the right. Car stopped on the left. Car stopped on the right.
Let's see if we can pick any more off. Oh,
Go left.
well, there's 3 places back. That's a shame. We had a really good start and we were looking good. No. When it goes wrong,
It's a Joker lap.
it all go... What? Oh, I completed the Joker lap. I thought I said I avoided the Joker lap.
You're in fifth, but get it
Oh,
out.
see, there's that. There's that exit. Yeah, when it all goes wrong. And there's a wall. Somehow we're still in fifth. Don't know how that's worked. Let's try and concentrate on getting some decent laps together here, and hopefully we can get a little bit closer to P4. There he is.
Go right.
Got him. Although that might just be a back marker actually. Shame.
You're in fourth.
Oh no, we did get fourth, that's good. Okay, let's go hunt down some more. There's a nice, neat corner. Someone's just gone in the Joker ahead of us, so I don't think we'll get him. Yeah, but he has brought us back nice and close. Let's keep this pressure on. Almost slid off the side of the jump. Ooh, right on him.
Five laps to go. Car stopped on the left. Car stopped ahead.
Oh, someone's stuck on the barriers on the inside of the next one. We have to go around that.
Be careful. Go left. That car's a lap down.
He's wide into there. Ooh, sideways. Missed the jump.
Got wheel damage.
Yeah, I already had wheel damage. It's got some more.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel.
Probably a little ambitious trying to slide up the inside there, but had to go for it. He's slow again.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Around the outside. Light it up. How did that work? Not going to catch P2 and first, a long way up the way. Now it's all about keeping the podium, which we've somehow managed to fight back to.
You're in third. Good job.
Okay, nice and neat. Ooh, that's a early down to third then. We've pulled a bit of time back on P2, but we just don't have the laps. So we're having triple screens might help, because you won't be able to look out the side window. No! Oh, that's way too enthusiastic. Come on. You only got one lap to go, Phil.
Got wheel damage.
Oh, he's just taking his joke. He's one lap at the guy ahead of us as well. Not going to quite get him. Oh, that's close. Nearly had P2. Oh man, if we hadn't have
Flag, it's over.
if we hadn't have caught that barrier,
Great job, driver.
we could have snatched a win there. Well, that was an all elbows out rallycross race. Wow. God, yeah. I can feel my arm. Innovative line. Yeah, it was an innovative line. We're going to look back at that because that was. Oh, my poor old Subaru. Battered. Right, so let's go back to lap 1 somewhere. Okay, nice and tidy through turn 1. Beetle got in the wall. So just trying to keep it all neat and tidy. What happens? Oh yeah, so the Beetle runs me out wide and then poof. Then I couldn't find reverse. Okay, so where's our next? No, actually it was yeah, so we got past a few people. Ooh, yeah, that was me coming out of the joke poorly. So coming up to this corner here, a couple of people having a moment. Sneak past one. Let's watch this awful attempt at a joker lap. Luckily the Subaru is pretty tough. Especially after this. Okay, right, and we start hunting people down. Let's try and find our around the outside move. So we're catching. Next lap. This is where we kind of get alongside him. No! But it's Rallycross, you just carry on. And it's the next lap where we send it around the outside. It's always missing the apex there. Here we go. Right. Oh, that was not much room. Give me a bit of a tap. Help me around. That actually helped me make the corner a little bit better as well with that tap. Very good. Right. It's now 9:51. Let's go back and check out our schedules here, so what we can jump into. When's the next one of these? We're not taking one of these Pro 2 light trucks around the same circuit. When's the next one of those? 10:15. That would be quite a laugh. We're going to go with that. So, if a Rallycross car is hard enough to drive around that circuit, what is a off-road truck going to be like? That is the question. I wonder if the damage model's more relaxed for Rallycross. I seem to remember when it was first released, iRacing Rallycross, it was really sensitive. So, especially with the Fiesta, I was driving the Fiesta, and you'd graze a wall, or you'd just gently touch a tyre stack, and it would just, yeah, it would really damage the car. So I think they have toughened the cars up a little bit, because there's no way I should have survived that wall hit straight after the choker lap. That should have just written me off completely. So yeah, they may have softened off the damage model. I think if they have the new damage model like they do on the Mazdas and the Formula cars that they've just done releases for, yeah, I don't think many people would finish the race, to be honest. It would just be a whole pile of cars sitting at the side of the track. It's, curious to see what this truck's going to be like down here. Now, we've had these trucks on the channel before. We did a fun hosted session where we raced these they're kind of like trophy trucks, I suppose, like stadium trucks. We raced them just on the plain tarmac track of Tsukuba, and we had Benny Simonson, who's a Pro GT driver, who joined us, and it was just so funny. It was a good laugh, and we're going to do another one of those in the future as well. So we'll definitely be doing a bit more of this truck business. So let's have a look. A very different piece of machinery. Rear-wheel drive this time. We haven't got the privilege of getting out of trouble using the four-wheel drive. Big V8 under the hood, as it's called. Oh, it feels so slow after that supercar. Right. Turn. The jump's almost a non-jump. Well, that's a different view of the grandstands. I'll try and avoid doing that next time. Truck looking again just as nice in the livery. What happens here? Get control of it, Phil. Just nose into the barrier. Yeah, this is true. Real rally cars are pretty tough. I think Ogier managed to finish the rally recently with a big gouge out the side after his road accident. It was a bizarre incident. But yeah, they're built to be able to withstand all sorts of punishment. Very different driving style to the Subaru. As in, you just hang on because you just don't know where it's going to go next. we got handbrake in this? I don't know if we have. Now of course we have rather large knobbly tyres. That sausage curb's no longer a thing. Up and over the jump, just about. Got to try and rotate it with the right foot. Even that's not particularly responsive. At least with this, the good thing is, as we just destroy the gardener's hard work. Not surprised that's the course cut. Yeah, the good thing with this at least is it gives us a chance to actually see where we're going in the Joker lap, because one, we're a little bit higher up. That's the way through that. And two, we're a little bit slower. Sea legs required for this one. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, not for the weak of stomach. Use the weight transfer if we can to get the back end round. It's still not going to do it. Okay, what we're going to do? We're going to do a Joker lap. So over the left. Ah, see, that's much easier in this thing. Right, I'm going to see if I can actually map a handbrake to this, because I don't think I have. It could just be that I haven't mapped it. So let's go to our controls here. Handbrake is unassigned. Have I got custom controls on? Oops. No, I haven't, so I'll do that now. There we go. Handbrake is mapped, and now hopefully we can get around that hairpin. It's only going to be a quiet race by the looks of things. We've got 3 people registered for it. Oop, someone's taking their Joker lap. Try not to T-bone then. Same suspension as the 1850 stagecoach. You can use the handbrake, but it kind of stops the car rather than rotates it. Ooh. Sausage curb does still exist. I must have just missed it last time. Had to grab another gear halfway around there because it just wasn't giving me the traction. Somehow stopped it into that. You only got 3 gears to work with in this thing, so it's not too complicated. It's a much better lap. That's right, fully sideways all the way around. Wow, we gained 9/10 by doing that. A rudder, yeah. Everything just happens in slow motion in this thing. No. Gardner's not happy again. What a thing. Well, obviously this is meant to be going over lumps and bumps like a motocross track effectively, but just missed the arm curl on the inside. Leaving huge plumes of smoke everywhere we go. So currently a good 3 seconds to the good in front. What time are we on now? So it's 10:02, so we've got a little bit of time before the race. So is this fixed? Yeah, it is. Let's make sure we actually are on the fixed one. Alright. Let's see if we can go perfect that ultra sideways line through turn 1 and 2. As I saw him coming out of the corner of my eye, I thought probably best not smash into him. Yep, definitely leaving it in third through there. That's the way to get into the hairpin. And fully sideways on the way out. Okay, so now we're learning a few tricks. So I'm going to leave it in third through there. Seems counterproductive just flooring the throttle, but so far it's working. Oh. Here's my tyre stack. Still more time to be had as well, so let's try and tidy this up. Oh, that's a wall. It doesn't want to go where I want it to. Okay, we'll do another Joker lap on this one. It's so tall, we almost hit that camera on the inside of that corner. Okay, aim it straight across. It's probably one of the best Jokers that I've done for a long time, actually. And let go of the steering wheel before it breaks your wrists. Let's watch that Joker back properly. See that all the way through. Probably a little bit too deep, but missed all the barriers. That's the main thing. And then found that one. Still a good few minutes until we go to the race, but we've got 14 registered now, so it's good, decent number. Don't know how many actually start a race in this. I don't know if it's the same as the Rallycross where you have 8 trucks rather than cars. Turn 1's almost going to be flat. Oh no! I thought I had a really good run then. Crunch the bonnet, so we're going to be ruining the aero. Found the only area you'd ruin in this if you have a chocolate bar in the glove box. Just went for the massive weight transfer throw into that corner, but didn't pay off, funnily enough. Better timing required. Maybe we should do some oval racing with these, that would be interesting. Someone taking their Joker lap. Excuse you. Reminds me of those figure of 8 races they do in the States. No, it can't short shift it, it just doesn't like it. Okay, right, so let's get this turn 1 and 2 sorted this time. No! Trying to open the corner up just too much. It's a lot wider than you expect. All the fans on the back there trying to keep it all cool. Boof. Gone. Just a light knock by off-road truck standards, that, to be fair. But seeing as we can get ourselves a new clean truck, we'll do that. I'm not sure what it's going to be like trying to get one of these things off the line. I haven't done a start yet, so maybe we'll do that next. jump. Literally just balancing it with the left foot, braking through there to try and get the car to turn it. Truck, should I say. Well, it's going to be an improvement, just a little bit, despite that wild moment. That was nice and smooth. Yeah. Oh, that's why it didn't work. Didn't change down. Oh no, no. It's all about the avoidance as well as the driving around corners. Okay, clear lap this time hopefully. It's a bit too sideways, but yeah, it is. Crunch. So we dropped to P3, so some guys have gone a bit quicker here. So what kind of times are they doing? 53.1s? Oh, okay, so it's about 3/10 in it. Okay, let's do a standing start and just see how we get these things off the line. Got my handbrake on. Because it's an automatic, there's no holding on the clutch at high revs, so you just simply just pull away. So I'm imagining it's going to be quite an even start. Concrete barrier. That's it. So you got to keep it fully lit up until the car starts pointing in the right direction, then tap the brakes and it'll go even further in the way that you want it to go. So that's the technique. Just need to perfect it now. Too wild into there. I was up on my time as well. Okay. Oh, I thought we were going to get an improvement there, but we didn't. And that's time to go racing. Not quite sure what to expect with this. This could be chaos, but I think it's definitely going to be a flat hour in the first corner. Yeah. Okay. See. But this time though, we're going to try and get a qualifying lap in because we didn't manage it in the last Rallycross race, so let's go for it. Let's try and get another one. well, I hope you've enjoyed the stream this evening. I hope you've had fun watching me attempt to drive off-road cars. If you have, please do hit the like button. We really appreciate that, because you know, the number of likes we get on the videos all helps. So if you have enjoyed the stream, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. So thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for being with us this evening. Hopefully you've provided some light-hearted entertainment for your Saturday evening. And it's not over yet, because we're about to race some trucks. Okay. This is only practice, so I'm not going to be setting any fast lap times here. Okay. Truck number 7, which probably means we're going to be a little bit off the pace of the top guys. Ooh, especially if we clout the inside like that. Ooh, Speedway snacks. I'll stop in there, shall we? It's a very handy place if you're driving your trophy truck. You can stop off for a quick mid-race snack and have time to eat it on the way round too, by the looks of things. Right. Ready, revs up. They are actually up. I'm just going to absolutely pin it and just see if we can comfortably do it flat. No. Alright. Come on, let's get a reasonable lap on the board. Oh, I'm not going to have time. Don't give you long in practice in the actual race sessions, so that's all good. Now we go on to qualifying. So it's again it'd be the same format, so it'd be 10 race laps and a joker lap as well, 2 qualifying laps. So here we go. Let's go.
Green, 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 green.
Let's go get that pole position, maybe. Get a good run down to turn 1. Not sure it's the safest spot to have a bite. No, I probably agree. Too bad of a first lap, a little bit scruffy in the start, but let's see if we can do this better this time. That's a good 8/10 up. Not a bad lap. Let's see. Second improvement.
There's the flag, it's over.
52.7. P4 so far. Okay. Middle of the grid. This could be interesting. Yeah, a good 7/10 off the quickest time. Wow. That's alright though, don't mind. P5, we dropped to another spot. This isn't my discipline of expertise, let's be honest, but it's fun nonetheless. I enjoy doing it. It's a good laugh driving these things. It's going sideways everywhere, something a bit different. Let's see if we can watch our laps back here. Back end truly hung out. Bit of room on the table in the exit there as well. A bit too quick into the first of the two happens. Quite get the traction off there, but doesn't matter too much if you have a wheel on the grass on the way into that one. Just as much grip there than is on the track. Yeah, it doesn't look like a bad lap. Just trying to figure out where these other guys get their speed from. 30 odd seconds, guy's furiously waving his checkered flag. It's alright, we get the point, we get the message. He's gonna get cramp if he carries on like that. Okay, come on. Almost 10 seconds to go until go time. Are we still P5? Yeah. Now, so it's going to be P1, P2, P3, P4. Going to be on the inside, I think, probably. The really inside. Right, let's go to grid. 10 laps of absolute madness. Oh no, we're on the outside. Good. Oh, I worked that out well. Not quite the outside. There's another guy there. So 10 laps of absolute madness in some two-wheel drive V8 trucks around a rallycross circuit. That's why I miscalculated with 3 wide. Okay, here we go. How are they getting revs? Oh! Oh, I got a 15-second penalty. Got a bit light crazy there, saw some lights, went for it. This means we have to really make the most of this, try and make up that 15-second deficit.
Car on the left. Clear. Car on the left. Clear.
Spotter's going mad.
Car on the left. Clear. Left side. Clear. Left side. Clear.
Really, in Rallycross I should have a 2 joker penalty. I should do 2 joker laps. I thought there was someone flying through the air then, it was just the TV screen. I can't see.
Got a slow car on the left. Car stopped ahead.
Oh, someone's on the roof.
Go left.
We'll have that. That was the leader that had its moment.
Slow car ahead.
Ooh, crunch. Come on boys, where are we going? What? Well, there wasn't an awful lot we could have done there. So I'm gonna joke it out.
You completed the Joker lap.
I did, yes.
Front wheel damage.
I got more problems than that. Well, I guess we get a tow.
You completed the Joker lap.
Oh well, I guess that's our race run. We're not going to get back out on track and make up 15 seconds. Ah, what a pain. Let's watch some frenetic action up front. The guy with a Rosberg Racing livery. Oh, it's on for the lead. Side by side. What's going to happen here? Sounds like they're going right down to first, almost into there. Oh, they are much quicker. Okay, got 7 seconds until we finish towing back to our garage after my little turtle moment. Okay, race, let's go. Let's see if we can make up any time if anyone else rolls it. Okay, we're all clear. We'll finish this off.
Got a slow car on the left. Car stopped on the right.
Come on, rotate. Just as well that little tyre stack was there, it helped me through the corner and onto the jump. Well, keep pressing on, you never know what might happen. Someone else might have a similar moment to me and it might pick up a place. Just about made the jump. We are catching these guys ahead, but it doesn't make much difference because they're a good lap ahead. like someone's about to blow their engine actually. Leaving a smoke screen behind them. 007 style. Come on, turn.
Slow car ahead.
Might be able to get this guy if he's gonna lose his engine. On the same lap as him now actually, so
Left side.
round him up on the outside, why not?
Clear.
Now we need to pull 15 seconds on him. Alright. 6 seconds up the road. Ah, we only got one more lap to do it. There's a chance. Alright, 12 seconds, can we do it, I wonder? Oh yes, we're over 20 seconds ahead now. Must have failed. So that's a spot for us.
Car stopped on the left.
And there we go. Well, we completed the race. Despite our
Checker flag.
little moments. There we go. Came home in P6 in the truck. And we weren't last, even though we put it on its roof and had to be towed back to the garage. Well, there we go. That's our stream for this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being a part of our journey here on the channel. So, just want to say big thanks to all those who are subscribed to the channel. We're getting close to 500 now. We're 450. We've not got many more to go till we get to 500, so that's awesome. We can have 500 teammates on the channel. So yeah, really, really cool. Thank you so much for that. But we look forward to seeing you again very soon. We'll be back in action again next Saturday for a live stream, and we'll see what other crazy maniacal stuff we can get up to on the world of sim racing. But until then, we'll see you all very, very soon. Have a good evening. Bye bye.